thanks everyone for tuning in. My name is Matt Fox and this is Break a Read. Today we have Anna Fitzgerald. Are you in Texas right now or are you still in Oklahoma?
I'm in Oklahoma right now. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. I'm sure everyone's told you, but this is such a cool thing that you're doing to keep us all connected when we can't, see each other in person for a long time.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing it. So I know you from Great Plains Summer Camp. We've a couple years we've been there
Mhm.
together. Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? Maybe like where you're from, where you went to high school, your past teachers, what led you to go to University of Oklahoma?
All right, so I'm from Texas, Dallas, Texas. I went to Richardson High School. When I was in high school, I took lessons with Roy Allen for a majority of that time, and he he kind of changed my world. I went into high school wanting to be an engineer in the future, and then I started taking lessons with him and found out that I didn't really like engineering all that much, at least not at my school. Um, and he pushed me on saxophone like really really hard. He was like, if you take lessons with me, like you really have to work hard. And I was like, okay. And then good things came from that, and I ended up finding out that it's fun to be
Yeah.
to be good and to practice saxophone. And so him, along with some of my high school teachers, band directors and whatnot, kind of flipped my world upside down. And I knew very early on that I wanted to go into music. OU was always like an option. I had no idea where I wanted to go. I had no clue. It was such a scary decision, but
Yeah.
I always knew that OU was going to be somewhere that I, tested the waters. And I came to the campus, and it just felt like home. When I was visiting campuses, it was all about what feels right, like
Hmm.
right, that gut feeling. And I came here and I was like, this feels right. I feel like I fit in already. And it was, looking back, I still think that this is the perfect decision for me. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so I feel like I am where I need to be. And yeah, that's just like a brief um, little description of me and how I got here.
Yeah, I love that campus so much. Whenever I'm there, it's just so nice to be back. Um,
It's so homey. Like
it is.
it's a big campus, but it feels like home. Like I don't know how to. I think it's the red bricks. I don't know.
Yeah, seriously, and the whole town is just so
Hmm.
homey. I
It
love
is.
Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So are you saxophone performance major, music ed?
I am mu ed, so
Cool.
Dr. Nickel treats everybody like performance majors, and that he has us do extra recitals and stuff like that. Um, but I'm a mu ed major.
Awesome. Yeah, great. So I wanted to ask you about, what your future career goals were. Maybe I don't know. I know a lot of people I've talked to kind of have the same mindset, like either band teacher or college professor. I don't know if you fell between one of those lines or if you maybe had something different in mind.
I This has always been like a problem that plagues me because I love band, but I also love saxophone so much, and I can't see not doing either.
Right.
But as of right now, my plan is to teach high school band for a bit. And I would really like it if in the future I could go back to school and get my master's and my doctorate in
Cool.
education and conducting and whatnot, and hopefully be a collegiate band director. That's what's
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what's on my mind right now. I kind of want to pursue, that really high level of band teaching. That's
That's so cool.
like a dream to me. So
Yeah, that's so awesome. That's a really cool job to have, like working with all the students. That's crazy.
mhm.
Were there any summer programs that you were maybe interested in doing this year, or maybe that got canceled or moved online, or things that you were just, I don't know, excited for that maybe fell short this year?
Well, I am always excited for Great Plains, always.
Yeah.
And I was more than upset when that got canceled. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do the online one or not because I have a job now and I would have to miss work for it.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just like that's something that everyone looks forward to every year. That's like the 1 week where I get to see all the people I never get to see, and the summer can feel slow because you're not around
Mm-hmm.
anyone, even when the world isn't what it is right now. Uh,
Yeah.
you can't see anyone really, but um, it's just this week of push because it's so hard to be motivated when you have nothing to do all summer but practice and work and do homework and
Right.
like that. So I'm gonna miss having that nudge of like you still have stuff to do, you still have things to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. For I always thought of Great Plains as this like great community to like have a performance goal for, because
hmm
no, like if you prepare something to play at Great Plains, whether it be a master class or in one of the recitals, you're working on something in the beginning of that like first chunk of the summer. Without it, it kind of feels like, what do I do? I don't know what to do
exactly,
with myself.
exactly. And since we don't have that, I'm trying to make those opportunities for myself. So not really setting a deadline, but I'm trying to pick out projects that I can share so that I
Hmm.
feel like I'm preparing for something that will be coming up soon. Um, so it like I'm trying to do that for myself, but other than that, when it comes to saxophone, you're completely right. It's really hard not to have that like middle of the summer performance to prepare for.
Yeah, and the other thing about Great Plains that's just like, sorry, I got Great Plains on the mind. Like it's just the chamber music opportunities there. It's just so
Yes.
that's like it works another part of the brain because you have 3 days to put all that stuff together, and it just works another part of the brain that I feel like isn't really worked like over the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
especially hard now because like I haven't seen my quartet in forever and I miss them so much. And
yeah,
with them, um, is it like that, there's some of we're like best friends. So it's really
that's
hard
awesome.
to not to see them a whole lot. And um yeah, and just having that chamber experience where you get people you've never played with before, that's another challenge that everyone loves. But and of course the big saxophone band. How can you not love the
Oh
massive?
yeah, like the 180 person saxophone
Mhm.
ensemble. It's amazing.
Yeah, honestly, it's like one of my favorite parts. I just think it's
Yeah,
cliche and amazing.
I love it. It's fun. Is your quartet staying together for next year, or is it going to
Yeah,
be
I believe so. I believe we're gonna stay together all 4 years, um,
sweet?
or I guess three. We have one freshman, sophomore,
Okay.
um, but we should be like a quartet for 2 more years, hopefully. It depends on like how student teaching goes to
Mm-hmm.
where we're gonna be, but
Right.
plan is that we stay local. So, but for next year for sure, we're supposed to keep playing together.
That's awesome. So, what have been some things that you've been keeping yourself busy with during quarantine? I know, like, the first chunk for me, I wasn't really focusing much on, like, music and saxophone. I was just trying to, like, find new things to help kind of keep me sane. Do you find yourself doing things that you, like, wouldn't have done otherwise?
A lot of things actually. School schedules are crazy. I was taking a lot of classes this past semester, as were a lot of my peers. So even during like that quarantine part, if I wasn't doing homework, I found a lot of things to do. So since quarantine started, I picked up taking pictures. I just love finding cool
Cool.
ways to photograph people and things and myself and have fun with that. And I picked up crocheting. I
Oh, cool.
yeah, I did it a lot when I was a kid, so I already knew how. But recently I picked it back up and I've been making like a bunch of shirts and
Oh,
they've been turning out really well. So I'm like selling them to people, which has been pretty cool. And I recently got a job, so I'm working part time, and
cool. What's the job?
I am in personal shopping at Walmart. So
Cool.
yeah, I work at Walmart. I like dispense groceries and stuff. It's a very tough job because I'm outside running around in jeans pretty much all day, but and it's getting hot really fast. But
Yeah, I was gonna say it's getting really hot over there, probably.
yeah, it's getting close to the hundreds like every day. So um,
Yeah.
just have to deal with it. As long as I get my paycheck, I'm not going to complain too much. Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, I have that, and I have some online classes I have to take. So those are keeping me busy. I'm taking Spanish right now, and I'll be taking
Cool.
physics the second half of the semester. And then, of course, I'm still doing, practicing and stuff like that. I recently did one thing I did to take up a ton of my time. It took a lot of time was a transcription video. I transcribed an entire 7-minute chart by Ella Fitzgerald and Duke Ellington doing Take the A Train. And
That's awesome.
yeah, I transcribed all of her scatting and singing and all of the trumpet trade offs. And so I was like trading off parts with myself. Um,
That's so cool. Did you do like two separate clips and
I
put
did
them
four
together?
separate clips.
Cool.
So I would
No,
have
I
like,
saw that. You posted that, right?
I did. It actually got quite a bit of attention, which surprised me because I was just going to post it just to have it somewhere. And
Right.
it ended up getting like 500 views, and a bunch of teachers shared it, and I got a lot of Facebook messages. So I'm doing another one right now. It's a Phil Woods playing Philly Twist,
Oh,
and
cool.
he trades with someone too, and it's very difficult. Like it's a lot more difficult than the Take the A Train on a basis of skill level and just like
Right.
technicality and stuff. But I'm doing it to get better at jazz, which is something I'm not very good at yet. So it's for a reason. It's for good reason.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But ever since I started practicing jazz, I took a jazz improv class this past summer, and I've really been hitting on it hard since quarantine started. It's like the most fun thing to practice to me
That's
now.
awesome.
I have my practice session, and I always practice classical first, but
Hmm.
it's really hard too because I just can't wait to play more jazz and learn a new chart or keep working on my transcriptions and stuff. So
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
that's awesome. Do you have any like fun plans or projects coming up in the fall? Maybe a recital that you were supposed to have or something?
I believe the OU studio is going to have, given that school goes as planned.
Hmm.
Believe the studio is supposed to have a bunch of recitals, so I'll be performing in those. And I believe I'm supposed to have my quartet was supposed to have a recital. I was supposed to have some kind of recital this past spring. So I'm sure those are going to be moved to next semester.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of performing. There's nothing set yet because we're not sure what school is going to look like exactly right now. But
Hmm.
those are definitely like things that are going to happen soon. Are a bunch of recitals.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know ASU. They sent an email saying that still according to plan we should have in-person classes. But obviously you never know. Like things can change last minute. So fingers crossed
Yeah,
that we go back to normal next fall.
yeah. Right now, OU is half online, half in person. So if the class is over 40 people, it has to be online. Which
Is that how it will be in the fall?
yes,
Okay.
like this, we canceled the rest of our semester after spring break
Hmm.
and put it online. But for the fall, it's supposed to be half and half. And most of my classes are not over 40 people, so I don't think that's going to affect me too much. And the ones that are, I'm hearing that they're probably going to split the class size up and just have two at the same time, kind of thing.
Okay.
And the issue is that they're spreading classes out. So they're going to have, instead of 10-minute breaks between classes, they're going to have 30-minute breaks between
Hmm.
classes. And when your degree requires you to take 8 to 10 classes per semester,
Hmm.
I could be at school from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. only doing classes.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen to me yet, but it's a possibility. I've already had some of my class schedule like moved earlier. I think
Hmm.
this class is at like 8, um, like every day of the week. And then I don't know what they're going to do about our ensembles, and I don't know about, rules for chamber. I don't know how recitals are going to work, but we're hoping for the best. So,
Yeah.
with like the proper necessary precautions, we're still able to do everything that we want and need to do as musicians.
Yeah, exactly. And something that's kind of comforting in a way is that every university is kind of going through the same thing right now.
Hmm.
So every no band is gonna meet like nothing ever happened next fall. Like there's gonna be like precautions in every university, and I mean we haven't heard much about what our ensembles are gonna look like. It seems according to like personnel guidelines and stuff, we're allowed to have quartet rehearsal,
Hmm.
just because it's four people, and a
Yeah.
coaching would just be five. But I don't know about like saxophone choir or band, jazz band, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
have to wait and see.
yeah, we'll find out soon.
Yeah. So I've been asking everyone this, and some people can answer it and some people can't. Do you have a hidden talent?
Hmm. I guess, oh, I'm actually not sure. If I do, it's like less of a talent and more like just something I was born, I don't know. Like I can like cross my eyes, but move one eye while the other's crossed kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. And you know how some people, their elbows bend backwards? My knees bend backwards. So if I'm sitting on the ground, I can lift my feet up. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make you do that on the video, but that's yeah.
But no,
Man.
but like, I'm trying to think. There's not really anything that I've learned or know how to do that's particularly unique to other people, unless
Right.
you're like crochet. Like I can crochet pretty well.
No, I mean that counts. Yeah,
Then
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I guess crocheting. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. What is your favorite movie?
this is so difficult.
Or how about this? How about what's your favorite movie like of all time, and your favorite quarantine movie? Like something that you might have just been like watching on repeat.
That's the thing about me is I don't really watch movies over again because
Okay.
like I don't know. That's a weird thing about. There's only a couple movies that I have, and there's okay. I always say that these two movies are like some of my favorite movies because they're movies that I don't mind watching over and over again. Not necessarily because they're the best movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
That makes sense. But I love The Day After Tomorrow. Just great movie. I don't know if you've seen
Hmm.
about
No, I haven't seen it.
it's like the end of the world because of an ice age. Like this huge storm comes in and starts the next ice age and this father has to go save his son and it's like it's
Oh wow.
really. And then the other one is Super 8, which is about,
Oh yeah.
yes, it's about a bunch of kids that are filming a movie. And while they're filming the movie, they find an alien, like this massive alien. And it's a very like vibey movie. Like it's very, it's just super fun to watch. So
Yeah, I
um,
love that movie.
yeah, I like those a lot. And then when it comes to quarantine, I'm living in Oklahoma in my apartment with my roommates, and I love watching horror movies with them. So really, just any good horror movie like that's my jam during quarantine. I love horror movies.
Yeah, all my friends here, they always try like even last night, I saw them for a second and they were like, "Hey, let's watch Sinister or The Conjuring," and I'm just like, "No, I'm not.
You don't like horror movies?
I can't do horror movies. They freak me out too much."
I always have to like watch cartoons after, but but I love.
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's like midday, I can watch a horror movie. That's fine. But if it's at like midnight, mm-mm.
Ooh, yeah, I love horror movies. I think they're super fun, and they don't get me anymore really because I've seen a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was one that I watched with one of my roommates. I think it was The Descent. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. But the scares, the jump scares were so good. At one point, I like almost started crying because it got me so bad. And I was laughing at myself, but I was like, I'm about to cry because I just was scared so much by that scene.
Nah, I can't do that.
I
I
loved it.
definitely can't do that. I'm more of a comedy person.
I feel that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
recommend a comedy movie for me.
What'd you say?
You got to recommend a movie for me.
Okay, I said this in another interview, but it like just came out on Netflix. The Lovebirds.
The
I
Lovebird.
don't know if you've seen it. It's really funny. I can't remember the actors' names for the life of me.
I'll
But it
check it
was
out.
really funny. There was just it's like one of those movies like The Hangover where it's just like one thing after another that you'd never expect.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely not PG. So if anyone's watching or PG-13. So
Oh my gosh.
but it's a good movie.
Okay. I think have you seen Space Force? It's a new Netflix TV show.
I've been watching that.
That I just finished that. It's so good. That's another like that was a good show. I
Yeah, I really liked
Game
it.
of Thrones.
What'd you say?
I watched all of Game of Thrones during quarantine.
I should do that because I haven't seen any of it.
Neither had I, and now I'm like obsessed with the show. So highly recommend.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to. Okay, I have a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
What is a food that you love eating, but like no, you can't cook?
All food.
All food?
Pretty much. It's not that I can't cook, it's that I'm too lazy. Oh,
Yeah.
I think I could never make lasagna. I think I would make the worst lasagna in the world, but I love lasagna.
Really?
Yes. I love Italian food.
It's so good.
Mm.
I'm trying to think like for me it'll probably be like ramen. And I know that's something that's like
That's
but not like
another one.
99-cent ramen, like
Like,
good ramen.
mm, that's something I miss most about like not being in quarantine is not being able to go to the one ramen place.
Tatsumaki, right?
Yes.
It's
Best.
so good.
That is my favorite place to eat. And the first thing I'm gonna do when this whole quarantine subsides and restaurants open back up, like, and not in like a sketchy way, like I don't know,
Yeah.
it should be open right now. First thing I'm doing is going to eat at Tatsumaki's. I miss Tatsumaki's.
I was there in December. I was rehearsing with Matt Fleeter. We were met up there at OU,
Mm-hmm.
and we went there, and it was so good.
It's
It
amazing.
was, yeah,
Yeah,
um,
that's a good one. Ramen is a good one.
yeah. There's a lot of food that I just love eating, but like, no, or it's not that I can't cook it. It's just that like, it's past that threshold of like, I want to put my time and energy into cooking this.
Exactly. Or like, even if I did put the time and energy, is it going to be as good as that I just went and bought it?
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, my last question for you is, do you have a message for anyone else that's watching? Because I know right now is a really, you know, crazy time in the world, and like, I don't know how many people watch these videos, but maybe you have something to say just to anyone who's watching.
Um, I guess the biggest thing I have to say is, use this time to better yourself and the world around you. That was something I was told as soon as we went into quarantine is, um, yeah, this sucks, and every this 2020 seems to be getting worse by the day, with every piece of news that we get. Whether the things that are considered bad in the world right now are for good. There are a lot of protests going on to change the world, and give people some justice and whatnot. Um,
Right.
so whether you feel like you're stuck or like quarantine will never end or anything like that, whatever you're feeling, take whatever time you have to better yourself, to learn, to educate, to teach others, to teach yourself, to just better yourself, and then you can take that and better everything around you and really have an impact. Take this terrible year and turn it into something good. um, 2020 doesn't have to be bad. You don't have to remember it as this horrible year where everything went wrong. You can make something of it for yourself, even though everything around you is going wrong. I saw this quote the other day. It was like, um, ships don't sink because of the water they're in or that's around them. Ships sink when the water gets inside. So no matter what's going on around you, don't let that affect the inside. You affect what's around you. Hopefully that makes sense. But
Yeah. No, that's really well said.
No, thank you.
You know, yeah, I think a lot of people will appreciate hearing that. Yeah, I know I did. So thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's about that time. It's the end of the interview. Do you have a read that you'd like to break for us?
I sure do. I told you before we started, this one has kept me going for like months now. I've had this forever, and I practiced on it today. And I was like, ah, it's too bad. It's time to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can break it however you want. If you want to count down, just tell me.
All right, I'll count down.
Okay.
2, 1. Yeah. Do you ever just like tear them down the middle?
Yeah. No, I've never seen anyone tear it down the middle. That's why I'm like just staring at it.
I couldn't do it with this one. It's too old, but I broke my reed.
Nice. Do you think it still plays?
You'd be surprised how much you can break a reed and still make a sound on it, right? This
Yeah.
this one probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much for coming on today
thank
and
you so
chatting
much
with
for
me.
having me.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. And, it's sad that I won't be able to see you in person, but maybe I'll see you at the Great Plains online thing. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, it was so great to chat. And, yeah, have a great rest of your summer. And hopefully things are back to normal in the fall.
All right, you too. You have a great summer.
Thanks. Yeah, take care. Bye.